It takes a long time for Europe to come up with a free trade agreement. It's taken 9 years to come up with a free trade agreement with Canada. Well, this is a very good reason to leave.
In the globalised 21st century, you don't need a trade deal to trade. And yet, they're still useful. The question is, are we more likely to have bigger and better trade deals inside the EU or outside? Let's add up the GDP of all the countries that have trade deals with the EU. It comes to £5 trillion. Golly, that sounds a lot. But look at Switzerland, 29 trillion. And what about tiny Singapore? They've got trade deals worth 7 times as much as the EU's. And South Korea, 9 times. Chile, population 8 million. It's got 50 trillion. Unbelievable. But let's cheat. Let's add to the EU pile the value of its own internal market, as if it had a trade deal with itself. It's still rubbish. You can't throw a shipping container without hitting a country with better trade deals than the EU.
In fact, if you're trying to avoid trade deals, joining the EU is probably the best thing you can do.
The EU has got no trade agreement with China or India or Russia or the United States. I mean, it's staggering that they haven't managed to achieve that.
Of Britain's top 10 non-EU trading partners, the EU has trade agreements in place with only 2.
As far as trade deals go, being part of the EU cuts you off from the rest of the world.
Our history is a trading, buccaneering history, back to Drake and beyond. And that's what we're good at. At the moment, our hands are shackled by being in the European Union.
We've got a much, much better opportunity, really, for striking good trade deals.